You talk 1990. Oh.
Ew.
Ew. Oh.
Look at that. Look at the peak.
That's spite.
Okay. Moonrise Kingdom.
So this is Filmtalk number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah. And we're talking about Moonrise Kingdom.
Yes.
Let's talk about the name. Like, first of all, the name.
I don't get it.
You don't get it, but
No.
I think I know why it's called. I don't know the symbols of the moon and rise. All right, I guess we could find something there, but I think the Moonrise Kingdom sounds like a story. Sounds like a children book.
Yeah.
And that I think that's why. Like, that's one of the things. Like,
it is based on a book, right?
Is it?
I think so.
I have no idea.
Maybe. I have no clue.
Because I thought it was... Well, a lot of his films is based on books, so perhaps this one is as well.
But yeah, I agree. It feels like a book name.
Yeah, there's a symbol in the film with the books that... What's her name? The girl has with
Susie.
her? Susie, yeah. That she has with her. Like, the books have a symbol for the film that she's reading about these, like, fantasy...
Adventures.
Yeah, and I think that the film is one of her books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Wes Andersson was talking... I don't remember what he said exactly, but he was talking about that when he was a child... It was like an interview about the movie. When he was a child, when he read a book... That book was like his whole world, and he couldn't see the difference between the real life and the book.
Oh, okay.
So I think that has something to do with the film and with the name as well. But I guess like Moonrise Kingdom has something with the meaning behind the film. But your overall, what did you think about it? Was it good? Was it bad?
We said this off camera, but this was a trailer that came up in my recommended feed on YouTube, and I thought it was a new trailer, but then I saw it was 6 years ago.
Oh shit.
And the first thing that really caught my eye was the camera angles, the colors, and I thought, this is a really good movie. And then I saw Bill Murray, Bruce Willis, like big names, so I thought, we have to see this movie. And I started looking at the movie like a couple of minutes in, like during the intro phase. I'm already so into the movie, I already felt
you
like I was...
You couldn't stop watching.
Yeah. And it was maybe 5 minutes into it or something. So I felt immediately like this is a good movie, at least in the beginning, like I already know, I can feel it. And it kept through the same standard throughout, and even topped itself in the end. So I would say a solid 4.5, maybe 5. Like, I really enjoyed the movie. Yeah. I would like to watch it again.
I think you're gonna say at the end of this film talk, you're gonna say 10 out of 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna like blow your mind off. Yeah. Like, I thought it was amazing.
I really liked it. Yeah, it was amazing.
And when I understood the meanings behind it and the symbols or what it was, I loved it even more. But Wes Andersson, that's like...
What's your opinion?
It's amazing. It's like, it's one of my favorites right now, like, for real. And I think it's really because that I understood like and it wasn't me like when I was watching it, I just got it. I think like I saw some analysis of the film and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, like the amount of details in the film is so amazing, and that everything has something to do with the story. It's just incredible. But that's the whole thing behind Wes Andersson. That's his like signature move.
His magic.
Yeah, exactly. There's no other films like that. There's no other films that seriously every frame looks like a painting. Doesn't it? Like, for real.
That was a thing that I thought of when I saw the early stages of the movie, the early scenes.
Yeah.
The first intro, or like the intro, I guess, is it feels like a dollhouse. You know, when the camera pans through the house, the top floor, when it moves through the dining hall, and it felt like the house was so fake, and was just pleasing to look at in a way. Like, I knew it was like a studio feeling, and the amounts of wide shot in this movie is crazy.
Did you know that they
super outzoomed?
Yeah, the super outzoomed are like, some of them are made in like if you think about stop motion film studio, where you build this set, like miniature set, and then they film exactly what they want and they attach it to the like original footage. So the super wide of maybe a building or something like that, it would be constructed in a studio, miniature size of it, and then they just like in post put it exactly. There's one it's like more at the end, where it's you see like Sam's face through this glass window, and then they zoom out and it's like a window of like a church.
Okay.
And that's like one of them, the things that they just like, they have the same movement of the camera going out, the same thing when they film it at the miniature size.
They have it in the beginning with Susie looking out of the window, and you see the border of, or the frame of the window, and then it zooms out and you can see the building.
Yeah, right.
And that's in the very beginning.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like that's
that's maybe a bit different.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. But
But I think the whole like this type of filming that Wes Anderson does, it's like, I think it's like just normal for him. It's like how he thinks. He just wants it like that. But for me, experiencing it, it feels like a story, like someone, you know, grandma's telling me, is telling me a tale, or when I was a little kid, and how I saw it in my head, or how the feel connection to the story would be the exact same feeling as this. But I thought it was super beautiful. The whole film is just amazing.
And the amount of colors when they're happy or when on the run, there's a bunch of different colors, and like bright colors. And when they're caught and separated, there are less colors.
Yeah.
And it's also because of the storm, since the storm comes in around the time when they are separated. But still, it's a nice combo. Feeling of the characters and the weather and the colors. So
yeah, I saw an interview with Wes Anderson about like when he was talking about the colors, when he shows what colors he wants to do. So he takes, if he wants yellow, he doesn't use yellow. It's like a little bit off.
Okay.
It's not yellow, but it's like yellow-ish, yellow orangey. You know, it's not green, but it's hazy green. You know, like haze green or something like that. And he does that like this is not real. You know, it's like taking a step away from the real, because when you think of yellow, it's yellow, like it's bright yellow, plain yellow. It's not like off yellow, you know, and
like weak yellow, beige yellow,
exactly. And something funny that so he's had the same cinematographer for all his feature films. And the cinematographer, before even Wes comes into the set, he has it like, he takes a tape and he measures the exact center of like every scene. He's like, oh, do we have center? And he like, over there, we have it here. Oh, do we have? No, we got it. So
he's used to
he's super used to all of his like center framing, and it's just beautiful how he does it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you want to like take a quick summary of the film? Yeah,
sure. So the film is about two kids. that meet at. So one of the kids is home, living on an island where everything is played out, and the other kid is a khaki scout.
Okay, so the first kid is Susie.
Susie.
Yeah.
She lives on the island in a house with a family.
Her family
and she doesn't like the family. She wants to get out.
Yeah, she have 3 brothers and mother and father.
And the guy is a khaki scout. I think they're called khaki.
Yeah.
He's a scout, and when his scout group was looking at the theater play that Susie did with her class or something.
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, exactly.
I think it was school class.
Yeah, exactly.
He snuck by behind the scenes, saw Susie, started talking, and then they planned out a scheme of how to escape from both of their realities, from both of their lives, if you say so.
Yeah.
Sam escapes the scouts, and Susie escapes her family. Then they are on the hunt, and then things happen afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. So people realize that they're gone, and they've been writing letters to each other, to where they're gonna meet and stuff like that, and then they meet up in this field, grass field or whatever, and they
by the no-name road.
Oh, is it? Okay.
They say
cool.
by the no-name dirt road.
Okay, that's cool. And then they went on this hike or whatever, because they were gonna move out to this beach at the north part of the island, where they were gonna follow the old Indian migration roads or something I don't remember the name of it. Do you remember what it was?
Not really.
Yeah, so they were gonna follow this path that the early Indians, when they were visited they had a migration road that they took. So they wanted to take, and that's a part also of what this movie is about.
Okay. So the migration route.
Yeah. So you want me to dive in deep?
Yeah, it seems you have done some research. So
yeah, it's almost like cheating that I've watched the video about the analysis of this film, and it feels super cheaty-ish kind of feeling, because maybe I should get this by myself, but it's also...
I mean, I don't know, I haven't got it, so...
Because it's also super hard for us in the beginning, at least, to understand everything, and this is not an excuse or anything, but when I watched the film, I wasn't 100% myself. But okay, so what do you think the film is about, or did you get any? It's a love story between 2 12-year-olds.
It's a Romeo and Juliet story.
Yeah, but what is behind it?
I didn't really think so much about it. It was more of a... Yes, they wanted to get away from their lives. Start their own. So I didn't really dive deep into the meaning of the story.
Yeah, and maybe it's... Well, when you make a film, it's not about that everyone should understand
the message.
The message, but it makes it whole in some way. Because it makes it the film makes sense, even if you don't know what he wanted to say with the film, with this art. So it's not important to understand, or there's nothing to understand really. It's about how you translate it. Probably every painting or every piece of art, it can be translated in 100 ways, probably. So what I found out is that it has a lot to do with rituals and the concept of rebirth. So rituals, if you think of a ritual, it's about going through something and changing to become something else. So you kind of die and
Gets reborn.
Yeah, you get reborn. So like.
So by performing an act.
Yeah.
To become something else.
New. Yeah, exactly. So in the intro, we kind of see flaws in everyone around them. Sam doesn't have a family. He doesn't have this parental guidance of people around him. And even the people that are around him is not really around him. Like the kids at his foster home doesn't really like him. He's like an outsider. And the I don't know how to call them, the people that run the foster home. They're also like at the first inconvenience, just, okay, we can't welcome him back.
Yeah.
We're not able to welcome him back. And he's like, what? Because they thought it
and they just completely reject him.
Yeah, exactly. So he does like, there's bad things around him. There's flaws in the community around him. And if you see Susie, she's got her mother who's cheating. And we don't see like how serious the cheating is. It's kind of...
I thought that was a very good way of showing it.
Yeah.
It was not a big part of the story. It was not the parent story. We knew about them cheating because of a scene and some dialogue. But they never dug deep into it. And I felt like that was nice. We know the relationship between them. And we don't need to see a closure of that.
Exactly. And I think, yeah, it's kind of beautiful that it's just like they're smoking a cigarette together, and you understand the reason behind it. So if you have a mother that is not following her relationship, she's cheating, and her father that doesn't like the family that much, and he's really absent, and he
has aggression problems.
Yeah, a lot of it. So they're not happy, but they're like trying to force this family to work because they think it's for the best for everyone, while they're doing bad things that are making it worse. And it's kind of like Susie understands. Well, she knows about her mother because we saw the binocular scene where she saw them together. So she understood that this was happening. And then at the other side, you have Master. What is his name?
The scout leader.
Yeah, the scout master. What was his name? His name was whatever.
Yeah, the scout master of Camp Idaho. No.
Whatever. The scout master.
The scout master. Yeah.
He also lacks the parental guide in his life, and he's a little bit of a childish. He follows everything and is super strict, but he still has this childish behavior. And I think one of them is the cigarette, because you see someone, he was smoking, and I think the smoking is like kind of like, someone is so strict and he's taking care of like children. Maybe he shouldn't be smoking. Did you get that feeling that it was a little bit wrong that he was smoking?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't think so much about the cigarette smoking.
Yeah, I thought it was just...
There were some other characters who were also smoking.
Yeah, well, they were also in this bad.
Oh.
I think the smoking is like you're doing something bad.
Yeah.
Kinda, in a way.
Like a sign.
Yeah. And then the police officer is also in this relationship that he knows is wrong. But he's a little bit selfish of like he deserves love as well. So I think everyone in the community is almost like doing something bad in a way. And that's like one of the reasons that they just go away from everything, because they see the flaws in everyone and they think that when they go together it's gonna be perfect. And they go through this journey where they get a chance to change themselves as well. If you see like Sam in the beginning, he didn't go close to water without his like life vest. But then when they jump into the water together at the same time, he's jumping without anything. And after that, it's almost like he changes up a little bit.
Yeah, he was willing to jump from a clock tower into the water.
Yeah,
in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
He just said, as long as I'm with Susie, it's fine.
Yeah, so...
He was 1 second away from jumping before the police officer. Yeah.
He was like, don't do it, man.
I adopt you.
I'll adopt you. You'll be my son.
You will be in Die Hard 5.
Yeah, so the social service, I think that was like a symbol of trying to forcing things in order, like chaos.
The social... What was the name? Social
service.
Social service.
Yeah.
They felt very children's movie villains.
Yeah, super.
They were just mean, they were straight-faced, there were no
names.
Layers to them, they were just like
yeah.
the thing they wanted. So they felt very non-human. And that was the thing that I thought of the... Like 70% of all the characters in the movie. Everyone was serious. And I mean that in a way that they felt Sam was constantly saying, like, we have to keep hide our tracks, found a turtle, this is how you fish, stuff like that. The parents were super serious with laws. When they're on the clock tower, they say different laws, jurisdictions and stuff. And of course, every scout leader was serious because they have to be serious in some way, since they are an officer. Even though they're scouts, they're still an officer in ranks.
Even the kids, like the other kids in the scout, they were like that serious.
Yeah.
Like, I have a weapon. Everyone's got a weapon.
So I felt that every character was serious.
I think that's a part of Wes Anderson's style, because there is some comedy in it that they're just like straight face.
They're stiff serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's pretty nice to like just change of pace, from other films. It's like they hold you up a little bit. Like what the hell is going on here? A funny thing is that both Sam and Susie, they're not actors, so that's like their first film.
Oh.
Yeah, I think both of them were like in school and they had to take
like a test.
No, not a test. Like they had to leave school for a couple of months just to shoot the film.
Couple of months.
Yeah, so they had no experience of filming anything. And so they, like, a part of it was that they were themselves.
Are they in any big movies?
Probably. It was like,
I kind of recognized Sam.
Yeah, he's probably done something after that.
Yeah.
But it was like, sometimes big parts, they will, like, send out this request for people to send in, like, a demo film. We need this, and then Wes Anderson just sits and look through everything, every goddamn video, and he saw Sam, and he was like, okay, this is perfect.
He got the looks.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it was interesting that it was like a part of the thing, like, maybe he understood that to get exactly that type of stiffness, that he would need someone that wasn't trying as much to understand the role, but more to be themselves in the role.
And maybe that's what they needed for the stiff comedy, if you say so.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the characters felt very stiff. So maybe they needed an actor, either that took an actor that was experienced, so they could play the role of being stiff and serious, or they take someone with no experience since before, and they are naturally stiff.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's some sort of
I totally
connection?
I think that's why
because Bruce Willis wasn't stiff.
No.
He was serious about the thing he did, but he was not stiff.
Yeah.
Bill Murray wasn't stiff. He was a bit stiff, but he was still Bill Murray as a serious psycho.
Yeah, well,
down.
he had his like signature
Yeah.
kind of acting.
But the children were very stiff.
Yeah,
In a good way, though, because it worked with the
it was perfect.
general, like, universe of the movie.
Yeah,
Where
and,
every character was a bit serious.
and it's also like it empowers the thing that the kids they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Kinda like they don't understand what they're doing. They don't even like when you see them like talking to each other, you don't know why they're in love, because you feel like their personalities doesn't match really.
They just talk to each other behind the scenes at the play.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they send mails, and then they just in love and go on this adventure.
Yeah, and I think it's like their connection is that they wanted something kind of new. They felt like this is not like everything around them is so flawed that they saw that they were the same in that way, in that kind of way. So one of the foreshadows of the storm, or we knew already of the storm in the beginning.
Yes, by the narration, like the character that breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah, wow, amazing part. I loved it.
And it was not breaking fourth wall that changed the story or anything.
No,
It was more, he explained about the storm, and it was gonna hit in 3 days.
Yeah, so he gave us like a deadline, so we had it in the
a deadline and a hint.
Yeah, we had it in the back of our minds.
And he did not do that much to the story, except when he mentioned where the kids might be.
Mm.
Otherwise, he was just there talking.
Yeah, and then he comes up again at the end, after the film is finished.
Talking about the epilogue.
Yeah, he talks about what happens after the storm, and how everything got better. So I think, okay, so the storm, and then we have the play, the kids' play.
Yes.
What was the kids' play about?
Oh yeah, it was a flood.
It was like Noah's Ark. I don't know if you.
That's why they hinted at it. They were dressed as lions and stuff in the church.
Yeah.
So
it was Noah's Ark, and that part I got when I was watching the film.
I was actually looking and thought, why are they dressed as lions and animals and stuff?
Yeah.
And I thought maybe they're having a play in that church or something.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Well, they were. Well, we got it after. Yeah, we saw her and like, what type of bird are you? And then we see like much later, we see the whole play, and I understood that was like Noah's Ark, but I couldn't figure out why. And then we get the storm at the end, and it's almost like the characters take over the role of the play.
Yeah.
In a way. So I think, okay, so the whole village or the whole community, in a way, they go through a ritual that changes everyone. And the leaders of this new kind of thing was Sam and Susie. And they were trying to change everything that they didn't like, but they got caught. And after they got caught, you started seeing everyone change around them. Her mother thought that she was doing something bad and ended things with the police officer. And Master Scoutmaster, whatever his name is, he wasn't mad at
Sam for leaving.
Yeah, he was kinda like, he had sympathy for him.
I felt like he had he was more sad that he made a bad experience for Sam.
Yeah, and
that he let Sam down.
Yeah, exactly. And you saw at the beginning he was like idolizing this father figure of, what was his name? The old dude at the other camp. He's like idolizing him. He had like a picture of him at his desk and everything. And at the end, one of the last things that we see,
he rescue him and
after rescuing him, after the storm and everything, we see at the desk the picture of the telephone operator that he got it, like he fell in love with her, so he let go of that and he moved on. And even the kids that wanted to kill Sam after they got caught, they wanted to help him.
When I saw that, I thought first that the kid that took action, saying, what would we feel if we were in his situation?
Yeah.
We would also feel like shit.
Yeah.
So we should actually help him. He's at least an ex-scout. He's still a scout in his blood.
Yeah. So like the entire film, they were like going after him and like, we're gonna fucking kill him.
And when
we're gonna kill that bitch.
And at that point, when all the kids collaborated and fought together, but helped each other, they helped Sam and Susie to get like married in their terms. And when they snuck around the big camp and all that, there was a lot of choir music from the play. And with the choir music, and with all the kids collaborating, I got a very strong feel of like the vibes from early Lord of the Flies. Have you seen Lord of the Flies?
No.
The story about like a kids, like it's about scouts that are on a traveling expedition or something, and their plane crashes. All the adults die.
Oh shit.
In the book, one adult survives or something, but in the movie, every adult dies and every kid survives. So the only kids on this island, and in the beginning they're one group, then the badass boys becomes one group, and the civilized like nerds becomes one, and then it goes all out war. And it's a brutal story. It's a lot of like gruesome scenes and stuff. But it was not the gruesome stuff. It was more the like kid choir, kids collaborating. Yeah. They're on a kind of adventure islands thingy. Though this was a much more pleasant. There were not so much blood except for the scissoring stab and stuff. But I kind of got that same vibe. Do you think he has some inspiration? Not the story, but maybe just the...
It might have.
Because it's scouts, it's... Yeah, maybe I'm making a too weird connection. But
maybe it has, like, it's about the same kind of sense that scout... But maybe it's the principles of being a scout.
Exactly.
And it's, like, taking from that. Yeah. And how kids... Like, because you don't know how grown-ups would do. Yeah. They might not help each other out if they like grown-up scouts. You know, maybe like scouts and different scouts is like countries and they're fighting and they can't have a realization of no, we should help them. You know, it's kinda...
Kids have less of a feeling of we against them, but adults have more like we against them. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's sad.
Kind of very sad to think about that kids understand more than adults. Okay, we're not gonna talk about war and stuff because that's pretty sad.
The thing about fighting in the end. Okay, so like not a super deep question or something. What did you think about the lightning scene?
When he...
I think it was something I missed. First, he got struck by lightning. I thought actually he's dead. He's stone dead.
Well, you could survive. Like,
you can survive, but he was just, cartoony, taking off his glasses. He had this tracing of the glasses in his face.
Yeah.
And then said, yeah, I'm fine, let's go. I have a route we can run. So I thought, okay, that was weird. That probably has some meaning. And then when they're on the clock tower, they kiss. I think they kiss. And then they get like a spark or something. Do you remember?
Yeah. Well,
wasn't that like a deep meaning to it, or was just, you're still struck by lightning, or was it more of a, if we jump into the water, you'll be electrocuted or something?
I don't think it was about that, because if they wanted to hint about the danger about the water, well, you already knew that it was they were gonna die if they jumped.
They might be shallow water, yeah.
Yeah, I think the spark thingy might be just the connection between them, like just putting an extra touch on that they have something special.
Yeah.
But it might be something even deeper, like...
Because I didn't catch that. I just felt it was very out of place.
Yeah, I like, because what I understood from the part when he gets electrocuted, and I think the whole thingy with when he just like got animated, flied away, you know, when
ragdoll.
Yeah, ragged on. It's and the blackness and the smoke and everything like that. I think it's a part of this animated theme that Wes has. But what I understood that he gave up. He was running around and they were chasing him. And at the moment when he didn't give up, but he surrendered to that. Okay, he's gonna stand and fight. He's not gonna keep running away. And that's when he gets struck, and then he changes just a little bit. He takes the leader role after that. When they were like going,
he takes charge.
Yeah, he takes charge in another way. And when you see like when they were gonna like jump over something, he stood down and let everyone else go first, and then he went on. So I think that changed him a little bit. It was like
he grew as a person and a leader.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think if that didn't happen, he wouldn't go back and get her binoculars. So when they were in the boat, or that was before, wasn't that why?
That's why it was in the lightning field.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did they call it a lightning field? Is that a thing?
Was it called lightning?
There were
field?
Signs of being like lightning field.
Okay, maybe he.
Or
knew.
maybe I read it wrong or something. It felt like very out of place.
Yeah.
Like, why would they have a designated lightning field?
Maybe it was known because I think lightning has to do with the stuff in the ground. Like,
I know it's in an open area. If you stand in it, it's bigger chance of being struck and stuff like that.
Yeah, so maybe.
Why did they have a designated area for it?
Maybe it had to do with that it happened before in that area, and they were like, "Hey, if there's a storm, don't go there." What up? Yeah, but I think the lightning was a part of the whole change, and the thing with what is beautiful with this film is that. Well, you have always like a character arc in all films. You want the main character to go from something to something else, to have a development through a film.
Yes.
But I think in this film, everything goes through a development, even the island.
Oh yeah, because of the storm.
Yeah, because of the storm that destroyed almost everything. But you see like the last bit that everything got a little bit better after that. Everything changed, but for the better. They had better crops, they had everything. And that's also like going back to rituals that do like going through a ritual is to make it better for everyone. And it's also like people sometimes do like, you know, the energy dance and stuff like that.
Rain dance.
Yeah, rain dance and stuff like that is to have it better for the community and for the growth of everything and stuff like that. So I thought it was like super beautiful that they went through, like everyone went through a change through the film.
Yeah. I mean, the police officer became more accepting of the kids' behavior and stuff.
Yeah.
The parents, I felt like the parents did not become so much different.
Maybe not.
The parents were kind of the same throughout the movie. I might be wrong. I at least didn't feel any change to them.
I like the only thing I remember is that her mother stopped.
Her mother was a bit changed,
Yeah.
but the dad was completely the same in my.
Yeah, well, the dad is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Gonna go out back.
I'm gonna find a tree to hug down.
Okay.
Chop down, not hug down.
Hugga ner.
It
was fun. But they were like super honest. I think in some parts, like almost all characters speaking, they didn't like hold back anything. Even the father, when he was talking to the mother, he was like, "Yeah, well, I hope the fucking roof gets taken apart and it sucks me out into space. You'll be better without me."
That felt like such a real thought, like a real feeling.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, take it easy, man.
I mean, like, in some days you just want to be sucked up into space and just disappear. I mean, some bad days. But he said it like so nonchalant, casually. Just take me, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, well, it's like, it's reinforcing that he doesn't like his life. He knows that it's bad, but he's not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's like trying to make it work. Because he thinks this is the best for everyone. But it's not. Because the kids know. They see how bad it is. And it's like, it's not better for anyone. Exactly. And maybe it's better for the mom to be with the police officer. You know, if they just get divorced. But they don't think about it. They think about, now we're trying to get this to work for the kids, because it's the best for the kids. Yeah, it was quite sad.
Yeah, their family was very, very depressing. So I have two things, two scenes that I'm still confused about.
Yeah.
The first one is the cat food. Well, it's not a scene. It's more like a shot.
Okay.
Both of them. So the first one is when Sue's explaining all of her books, and that she has a cat with her on their journey.
You want beef jerky?
Yeah. And Sam asks, how are you gonna feed the cat, or something like that.
Yeah.
And she says, I have cat food with me. And then the camera, and it cuts to a shot of just cat food.
Okay.
But it is superly like placed on a like a chopped down tree. The stump.
Okay.
What's it called? Stubbe.
Like it's not the root.
When you chop
it down a tree.
When you chop down a tree, the thing that's left in the ground, it looks like you can sit on it.
The stubbe.
Stub or something.
It's probably called stump. Stump. No? I don't know.
I don't know. At least you know what we mean.
Yeah.
The cat food is piled on it, and it looks like a shot from a commercial. And it was just on screen for 1 second when she explained she had cat food. And I felt, is it placed there for some comedic thing, or
wasn't it?
It was not a foreshadowing or anything. It was just more.
Wasn't it like one of the scenes when he asked her, "What do you have?"
Yeah,
and
exactly. When she
like
went
showing
through all of her books, and then he said, "Do you have anything to feed the cat?" And she said, "Yeah, I have cat food." And then camera.
Yeah, he wanted to give the.
And then everything was piled on that stump.
Yeah, I think it's like just one of the styles of. Was it like this, or was it just?
It was just a cut to it.
Okay, because I think it's like one of the Wes Anderson's just way of.
See, it was just weird. But it was not like outrageously weird. It was just why
didn't really fit in.
Yeah, but it made the scene more.
Maybe this is maybe he wanted to give it more attention.
Yeah, probably.
The cat food, because I think they were talking about that the cat could eat the like remainings of the fish they caught, and dude, he had the perfect fillet ready, like when like he cooked it.
Sam knows his shit.
Yeah, and that he knows his shit, and the whole scout thing behind it, and that he knows maps and stuff like that. It's like he doesn't have parents to teach him stuff, so he's like teaching himself.
He's a lone wolf.
Yeah. He was trying to make sense of stuff around him.
I have also one more in the same area.
Okay.
So it's when they're talking about Sam being sent to a refugee, like a foster home.
Yeah.
And she mentions, he's gonna be sent to a foster home. And then for a second, this like in the same feeling, for 1 second, they cut to a article that covers the entire screen, and then they cut back to the scene. And then in the article, it looks like it's printed from like the 40s or something. And it's a big dining hall. It's a picture of a big dining hall with all of the kids sitting there, super strict, having one bowl in front of them. The picture's kind of like blurry, so you don't really see that much. But you see a lot of kids sitting in a dining hall with one plate or maybe one more plate or something. And then the text next to it is more like, the kids had an amazing Christmas where they had so much food to eat. It was one of the best ever, but no one in the picture looks happy.
Yeah.
And I read through it. The text says one thing, and the picture says something else.
Yeah.
So I think, and since the scout leader and, I don't know, on the opposite side, but like when the scout leader talks and the police officer, they were on the left side. You know, when they cut in the middle and the service lady was on the right. So it could be like if their idea of the refugee foster home is bad because they don't want Sam to be there. And the service lady was like, it's fine, everything is fine there. And she's on the same side as the text that says it's fine.
Yeah.
But,
that might be that.
Yeah, but the police officer that knows that it's not that good, he's on the side of the picture that says like they are not happy. Do you think that has some sort of connection?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
because it was like up for 1 second and they did nothing else to talk about the refugee foster home or anything.
I think the thing is when you hear foster home, how people think about it now, because the film take place in 1965, and I don't know if they had like the foster's home were so bad then, but I think when people think of foster's home,
I think
now,
they were pretty bad then.
Yeah,
I think they've always been pretty bad.
But I think now there is more, like, I think they're better now.
More strict rules.
Yeah, of what the kids.
There are some nightmare stories though, where the kids don't have bags; they just have a trash bag where they put all their clothes in and belongings.
I feel bad for them. It must suck.
Yeah.
But I think they cut to that paper. Yeah, exactly, to show the part like she's on the right.
That sugarcoats the.
Yeah, and you're cutting from a cut, like, what is it called, like cut screen.
No.
When you have like two screens in one.
Like a split screen.
Split screen, and you're cutting from that to the picture. So in your head, because you're watching a split screen, it's almost like it's also split. You know, it's how you see an image, and if you see a split screen, you're gonna think of a split in the next frame when they change it. So I 100% I agree.
Yeah. That they connect
it's probably like that.
The feeling of the foster home to each side.
Yeah.
So she's the text about. She's the article, but the picture that says it all.
Oh,
it's on the.
She can just fuck you. Well, yeah, I think it's like because they just cut it 1 second or something, like very shortly. So it's almost like this is her intention. Yeah. This is their understanding of it.
And that's the thing that made me think like this is a really Wes Andersson film.
So
where
good.
They did not need to have that.
It's so good.
There was no. I mean, it was.
But it made it better.
It made it better,
because you understood how bad. Because I didn't even read the text. That's the thing.
I paused and was like, I have to read this.
Yeah, it's like super good of you that you did it. But I didn't even read the text because, for me, when I saw that, because you're focused more on the good side. Like you're trying to see, like, look at that more. Or for me, at least, I was looking at that part. And when the like paper came up, I didn't see the text. I only saw the paper, like the picture, and I thought, oh, this is a nightmare. This is not good. Don't go there, please. So
I mean, it's the same feeling. You don't have to read it all. But if you take the time to read it, you understand it a bit more, I guess.
Yeah, but I didn't like read a single letter. I thought it was talking about how bad it was.
Because it was an old printed, bad looking. It kind of looked like a photo from like the Second World War or something.
Yeah.
It was like the picture looks horrible in a way of like it scares you. You don't want to be in the picture.
Yeah, well, today when we think about like pictures with that type of
black and white,
it
looks
like
a bit
super
damaged.
harsh. Yeah, we think about like horror and World War II and stuff like that. We connected to these
horrible
bad
experiences.
Feelings. Like, remember first lesson in our new school, first lesson when they were talking about like different pictures and what feeling you get. They were like these two kids looking through a thing, and it was like black and white, or like the shadows were super harsh. It had the same feeling of that, and you just, when you saw it, it was like, I'm scared. Like they're looking into it. The it monster is sitting in there and like, come closer, kids. Well, yeah, you get the same feeling. So I think it's attached to that. So they were that, like, it's like these kind of small details are so beautiful in the film. It's like how deep isn't that frame? Like that 1 second.
But and also think, he doesn't need to have it in the movie.
No.
The scene would play out the same way.
Yeah.
I would still get the same message that the support characters don't want Sam to be in the foster home. And the evil service lady...
Shock therapy.
Yeah, exactly. But the evil service lady doesn't care. She just wants to send him there because he's a problem.
Yeah.
We still get the same vibes, still the same feelings from the scene. But just that one thing made it a bit more, like, better.
I thought it was... Did you, like, think about that everyone thought that the kid, that Sam... Sorry, not the kid. That Sam was the one that hit him with the scissors. But it was like... It was the girl. It was the girl. It wasn't him.
When I saw the scene, I first felt... He stood there with the gun. He was ready to shoot. It was focused on him. All the kids are running.
But he didn't shoot.
They didn't cry. He shot some.
He shot. But
they said he was on a good shot because he got some shots on them. But they were scared of the psycho kid. And they didn't say who was the psycho kid.
They ran away.
Yeah, they just ran away. And we see one kid clearly bleeding. I didn't know why.
Yeah, did you see like the hand? Yeah, well, you got that.
But then later on...
You got the arrow... And you're like, wait, where's the arrow go? And then the scissor, like you get like a outcut of the scissor, and then you just see the kids running back.
I didn't understand the scissor part until she held the scissor.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were, look, whoa, what's going on?
So first
what happened there?
So they are running, and we see that Sam and Susie had thrown the bike into a tree, and it's burning. Not the most eco-friendly thing you could do, but this one way.
It's okay. They weren't thinking about that in the 60s, probably.
Probably not. But in that scene, I thought, hey, Sam can really defend himself. He's gonna be a problem to be taken care of later on by the adults and stuff.
So, like, you didn't...
But then we see that they're talking about, oh, you're really crazy. And she's like,
I should dial it back.
Yeah, I should dial it back, or she says something about it, and then she holds the bloody scissors. And that was, I mean, that felt like, okay, she can really... Goddamn.
She had some nerves.
Yeah.
But that's...
I'm sorry.
It's like, it's beautiful how in a lot of scenes, when you have something that might cost a lot to... or it's hard to show visually, sometimes it's better to not just not show it. I try to think about that when I'm like coming up with a scene or something. If it's hard to make, well, don't show it at all. Just make people understand what's going on. So I think that's like, how would it look like? How would you show it? Like him running, like driving the bike up towards Sam, and then the girl chucking it in his like side, which I think should have hit his liver.
I don't think it was that deep.
Well, maybe not, but like
I think that he just Yeah.
That would be really hard to show. But what's easier is, and then the bike landing on a tree.
Maybe she stabbed him and he fell off, and the bike,
Yeah.
because it was a ramp thingy.
But that's how you see it, you know? That's the whole thing. He doesn't show it, he just shows what happened after, so you understand what happened.
Yeah.
So you don't need to understand,
I've
you
heard
don't
this,
need to see it.
I've heard it somewhere. You shouldn't treat, like, you have to think about, like, the audience doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
So you have to show them and tell them all. But don't show everything. Tell it. Because the audience isn't like a bunch of, like, morons. They can understand hidden messages. They can understand, like, for example, this scene. We understand that the girl did the most part. Sam did get some shots. They mention it.
Yeah.
But she was clearly the threat.
Exactly.
And they didn't show it. They just tell it.
But it's also like you don't expect her to be the threat, but then she is.
And that's a good, like, kind of foreshadowing, I would feel. Because the family says that she's the troubled child, she's weird, and the parents are like, she's gone, she's weird, no. And we don't really know why she's weird.
Yeah,
Did you get that? Did you get that feeling too?
Yeah.
I just knew that she didn't like her family. She just wanted to get out of there. That was all that I got.
Well,
but then when she stabbed him,
I think in the beginning, you just think about it as this like normal thing. That she's probably like just a teenager.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
She's like after boys or whatever, and she's just. But it's not like you get this empathy to the character, like pretty quick, and then you're like, well, she's normal. What's going on? Why?
Yeah. She's just misunderstood.
Yeah, exactly. And then you see everything that the parents are doing and how bad the parents are, and then you're like, okay, this makes sense. This totally makes sense. But about the audience and the thing you said, hint, this is like in our third year we need to write an essay, and I know already what I'm gonna talk about.
Damn, okay.
Okay, so my idea is to write an essay about how dumb is your audience. And it's exactly about that. Like, how much do you need to show, and how much do you need to expect that the audience is gonna understand? And I'm so excited. Like, I'm super excited to writing it.
But I have known about it before. You know, the don't show, tell.
Yeah.
But
well, you hear about don't tell, show as well.
Yeah.
Like, because when you have like bad written, maybe it's like a dilemma when you get to a certain like professional part, then you have it the opposite way. Because in the beginning for us, they say, don't tell, show.
Okay.
Don't make the characters say stuff. Because like it feels like, oh, I am so tired because today is my first day at my new job. You don't do that.
Yeah,
you understand
true.
what I mean?
That's true.
You don't say that. You just
maybe I'm
show
mixing it up, but sometimes I feel like you shouldn't show it. You should tell it instead.
Well,
but
it makes
that may
sense.
be more what you're talking about.
It makes
but
sense.
But in this sense, it felt more like don't show, tell.
I think like later when you get to like, because for us right now it's like don't tell, show.
Yeah.
But
maybe
later,
that's what I'm mixing up because
when we master the whole thing, I think it's better to not show.
Okay, so I mixed it
and foreshadow it.
Yeah. So I mixed it up a bit when I said like, oh, you shouldn't think that your audience is like stupid or something.
Well, how stupid is your audience?
Yeah, that was the thing that I meant with like, I mixed it. I made it a 180 on it. That you shouldn't tell
there. There is something there as well. I don't.
Yeah,
think
you shouldn't tell your like audience like. So today I killed someone. You know, you hint it by doing visual stuff like he's holding a knife and stuff like that.
There's someone dead in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't need to tell it. You can show it in creative ways. That was the thing I thought of, but since this scene was the opposite, I kind of mixed on it. Yeah.
Well, in a way, you can have like I think there's something there still. I think that there is something into, well, don't show it in an obvious way. Don't show.
You don't have to show a fighting.
Don't show me killing the person,
Yeah.
you can just show or hint through the speaking.
Yeah.
You know? Or the acting of the character, you know that, okay, something is wrong.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with Victor. I can feel that, okay, I think he killed someone. I'm pretty sure he fucking killed someone. You know what I mean?
And that's also the thing what they did in the scene. They could have said, holy shit, you stabbed all of them.
Oh my god! Did you just get a triple kill?
like, you stabbed all of them. Like, you stabbed that kid and you beat down the other kids. And they go into details of exactly what she did. Or instead they just hint like, yeah, so you... She said, I can fight for myself or something. And then she holds the scissors. So we understand that she fought with it. She could say...
Well, you saw the fucking blood.
Did you see me stab that guy? You know, we don't really need... Yeah.
Well, you saw the bloody scissor, and when they were running down... By the way, in every goddamn scene, it's so
a painting.
beautiful. Like, it's the blocking of it. It's so goddamn beautiful. Like, you see the kids appear from, like, one at a time. Like, okay, you hear the scream. Okay, and after the scream, you see this, like, downhill frame. And then the kids, and then the kids start coming down from, like, each side. And it's just beautiful.
One by one, and they kind of go a bit like, ooh, all over the place. They don't go straight down.
Exactly. And at the end, you see the last one that actually got, like, blood on his hand. Because he was running down like this. And then at the end, like, it's almost like this, but for the camera, it was, like, exactly in front of the camera. And you saw his bloody hand. So there, you knew that something happened, and you're like, okay, what happened? Maybe, because when I saw that, I thought maybe one of them shot the arrow and missed and hit him in the side, but it didn't make sense because why would they run?
True.
But if you see, like, before she got all crazy and stabbed him, they were the crazy ones. They were standing there with the arrow and the knives and the ixa and stuff.
Axe.
And, I know. They were, like, all standing with their stuff, and they were like they didn't think. It's almost like, okay, you don't know how reality is because they're kids, and then they get this shock of reality, and they're like, and they all run back. You know, they're not the same person.
Not menacing. They're not at all. They're just cowards running away.
Yeah, exactly. But I love all the details in this film.
Small details, small thing that's just made the experience more pleasant. The articles thing and
I think, like, it has to do with that. Okay, first of all, Wes Andersson was one of the writers. Okay, the book, like, you had one of here. The other picture you had before, it says, like, who wrote it was Wes Andersson and someone else. And he always, like, he's super into writing the script, but with someone else. So almost everything he's done, he have been writing it as well. And I think, or it's not, this is not for everyone. Some directors are better taking a complete screenplay and then making a film out of it. But I think there's, like, some poetic connection to also writing the story, because you understand it in a whole other way. And I think that Wes Anderson has like he OCDs on every goddamn small detail, which is amazing. Like, I hope that that's something I can develop, that I actually, like, focus in on the meaning of everything in every frame, or having the opportunity to do that would be, like, I think those two, and then his style, it's like I don't know, it's awesome.
It was just, there's so much stuff to this movie. You feel like in the beginning, I'm talking about some shots were, like, super wide, there's a lot of colors and stuff,
pretty cool.
And then the more you talk about it, be like, there's this thing and this thing and this thing, there's so many details that you don't really think about looking at the movie. Well, when
Yeah.
you break it down, you feel like, oh my god, this makes sense. Oh my god, this.
Well,
this,
I'm
this.
gonna link you the video I saw, and it's gonna like, and then you're gonna like get all this connection. I think I went in too hard on like my notes and stuff like that. I think I went way too hard on it, and maybe it made the conversation feel a bit weird. But you're gonna understand exactly like all the things that I understood when you see the video, because then you're gonna like get all this connection to stuff, and then you're gonna be like, oh, that's why this was like that, and this must mean that, and it all makes sense, you know. You're gonna get all these connections, and that's what happened to me. But it made the film like better.
Yeah.
Like the whole experience, even if I didn't know about the stuff when I was watching the film, I could enjoy it, and then I enjoyed it a lot more.
You enjoyed it in two different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, in two different. Yeah, right.
But do you feel, was there more like hidden messages or references that you sought out, or was it more like the ritual adventure thing? Was it something more, or?
Well, I think a lot of beautiful films are, you see a picture, okay, and you see like this picture is, it's so pleasing for the eye.
Yeah.
The picture is amazing, right? But then when you start understanding the picture, and then like the details of it, it's a whole other experience. And that I love, you know when Tarantino's talking about the like the writing between the lines, or the meaning between the lines, is that, well, you can read the lines and understand something, or get like a visual understanding, but then you can understand the poetry. Yeah, he says poetry between the lines, and he figured out that he wanted his career to be about that. It's always like one layer beyond whatever you're thinking about. And I love that about films. And it's gonna be so hard to get better at it, but I really hope that I can develop stuff that really has a layer to it.
A dream would be to create something like Wes Andersson, like this movie, for example.
Yeah.
Where you have so many small details that if you just look at it, you don't really know anything about it. But if you take an extra second to think about it, for example, the article, it has a meaning to it, and it strengthens up the scene a bit more. Not like it takes over the scene, but just like it adds more details and more thoughts to it.
And you know, I think many like up and coming directors, maybe like us, you never know, like people that are starting out, they try to look at these like ways of doing film, and like Wes Anderson, he's got his style, and Tarantino, he's got his style, and they try to focus in on something like that. But in reality, maybe the best is to just try and take from yourself. I know that Wes, he does a lot that is connected to his life. So like I've been obsessed with him this week, throughout the week, because I like watch tons of interviews about different movies, and like his history of films, and what films he's made, and what was the first film and stuff like that. And it all makes sense, because he developed this from doing it kind of his way. He was trying to do like he let his mind to go freely, and not try to like grasp others like project. Of course you get inspired from others things, but in a way you need to do your thing, and doing your thing is only gonna come from doing stuff from that other did. I'm not talking about like copying people's stuff, like it's about, you know, it's stealing,
like not adapting, but more like you're taking an idea and make it into your own.
Well, to make a film, you need to understand how film works, and then you need to look at films and understands the cut and why
don't
this
make
works.
don't make a copy, make it your own.
Yeah, exactly. And it's about stealing, because when you're borrowing,
Yeah.
you're taking something that's someone else, and then you're handing it back. But when you're stealing, you take it and then you make it your own.
But that's the thing with movie making. You can't invent the wheel, because the wheel have been invented for years. You have to reinvent the wheel.
But you can make a carbon fiber fucking wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make like a hover wheel or something.
Yeah, you can
just reinvent the wheel over and over again, because you will never find the wheel again.
Yeah, and it's great inspiration that Wes Anderson, like his style. I just love the arrow, scissors, and then you see the kids. I'm like, you know, that's something I'm gonna like take on forward. That I can just show an abstract pictures, and it makes sense in a way.
And that's the thing that felt like in the very beginning. I noticed it really early on, and then it held on for throughout of the movie. The sound design is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The music choice for some scenes when the scoutmaster walks through the camp, seeing what all the children does. He inspects them. He gives all of them like a note of, you have to fix yourself. You get an F, or you almost get your license pulled back. The music of that, all the small sounds, the music choices, everything made it feel so more pleasant.
Yeah, it takes the
atmosphere.
We learned about this production value. It takes the production value another step. And production value, it's not how much money. Well, that's what they taught us in school, that production value is
more
not
cameras.
It's not about the money. It's about how much you make it. Like how it's more when you look at the film. How good you can make a film with a lot of money and it's shit. And then you can make a good film
out of less money.
A higher quality film with less money.
Yeah, and the production value feels more.
Yeah, it feels higher.
Pretty much, you get more bang of your buck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, this film had $16 million as its budget, and it brought in $86 million.
I think the 16 million. I think like 8 or like 15 million of those was to Bruce Willis and Bill Murray.
Probably.
Yeah.
And when I saw
the other actors, I know some of them are like well named. Unfortunately, I don't really know their name.
Yeah.
But Bruce Willis and Bill Murray are like super big, so I feel like that was a lot of budget. But then like all of the kids actor, they must be pretty cheap. Since there was like the first movies.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
they're pretty fucking cheap, man.
As a new kid actor, you have to, like...
Yeah, they're probably not getting as much, but they're probably getting a lot. But, you know, when I saw the trailer, and I saw who the cast was, and I was like, wait, what? Bruce Willis? Why? Like, what is he doing there? It's like, it's not an action film, exactly.
It's not Die Hard in a summer camp.
Yeah, exactly, but it was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of right. In the beginning, I felt like 4 out of 5.
Yeah, baby.
I'm feeling more out of 5 because I just want to see the movie again. Not right away, but I kind of just want to have it and rewatch it now and then.
And it's one of those movies that if someone asks me like, oh, I'm gonna watch a movie, what should I watch or something like that, I would totally say you should see Moonrise Kingdom. Yeah,
I'm gonna recommend this movie.
And
fuck out of it.
And I know that I say this about a lot of films, that I say this is probably like
this is good shit, dude.
This is a good shit, dude.
Fuck.
I know that I say it a lot about a lot of films that this is probably one of my favorite films, but this is, and it's gonna be for a while. Like it's gonna be.
It's the current favorite one.
Well, like all films that give me like a lot of inspiration and like reminds me why we love film.
Yeah.
It's like, I love it. It's like that. This film was one of those films, and like it gets the max. if it's, I don't have any scale. We should get a scale, you know. We should get a scale. Like we should come up with something. 8.5 out of 8.5 Filmtalk.
Yeah, we need to get a symbol or like a rating mark.
But this gets our max.
I think it's a full pot.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah.
Super good film.
I don't really think about anything that was. At least I can't come up with anything that was
out of place
or bad.
Yeah.
For being
I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything with it.
We touched this in the It interview or the It review. Watch it.
It'll be here.
That the child actors are very hard to find, or at least have in movies.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to have a adult learning more about acting and adapting, but kids are more hard to work with. And that's a very special thing about the It movies, that they're the children are on point with acting.
Yeah, I think when you have the right kids,
exactly,
like professional kids are so goddamn good, man.
Yeah,
they're so good. Like
they can emit emotions left and right.
Yeah, and you're like like how?
And in this movie, since everything was serious and a bit stiff, there was kind of that narrative, I think. Yeah.
What do you mean?
It was kind of that story of being like everyone was serious, all that. That the children didn't need to have emit a lot of emotions because they didn't.
Yeah.
All of them had like their own 2 or 3 emotions. Like when they got caught, for example, when they're sitting in a tent, they didn't scream, "No, don't take us away!" They were just sitting there. They were, sitting like this.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. All the other characters were just, Bill Murray didn't scream, "You get away from my daughter!" He was just taking the tent, lifting it out of anger, being super angry, then calming himself down and just
throwing it away.
And he didn't do it like aggressively. He just put it to the side and then just walked away.
I think it has a lot to do with the director.
Yeah.
And that's his like communicative skill, like how to convey the feeling that he's thinking in here, how they're gonna act it, and then like maybe the casting, like the choosing of the cast is just spot on. Yeah,
I think the children was, I mean, okay, I feel like let's say the villain kid, the guy that got stabbed twice.
Yeah. Did he get stabbed twice?
Yeah. First he got stabbed by the girl.
Yeah.
In that famous scene. And then he gets sent on the boat to the big camp. And then when Sam runs back to find the binoculars, he takes a scissor and stabs him again.
Oh, he did. I forgot about that.
That was how he got find out on the big island.
Oh yeah, right.
Because he said the fugitive is here. He's running away. Yeah. So I feel like that bully kid was a bit. He was not bad, but I can feel like he was the weaker link of all the kids actor.
Well, I didn't get the feeling of that.
Okay.
But the thing is, you kinda feel bad for him because he got stabbed, and then he didn't go through this change with the other kids, so he's like an outsider.
He was still in his. Yeah, he was not in the ritual.
Yeah, he was not a part of, or maybe the big, but like he was not a part of the ritual, because like all the other kids that didn't get stabbed, they had sympathy for him.
Yeah, they realized that he's one of us, even though
he got like he got damaged. For sure, he's not gonna forget about that.
Yeah, but do you have anything to add? Some scene that you really thought this or?
No, I think we covered a lot, and I think
there's still a lot of things to cover, but I just can't figure out anything at the moment.
Yeah, there is. Well, I could like chant about all the details and stuff, because when you see the video, you're gonna like understand a lot more, and then you're gonna remember a lot of things from the film that make sense. And we could talk about it, but I think it would take just too much time.
Yeah.
Too much time. So I think like
Yeah.
The film is like perfect as it is. I wouldn't change anything from it, and
I wouldn't dare to change
yeah,
anything.
and I love films that have an extra layer behind them, almost in a poetic way. And like 10 out of 10, full pot, perfect.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson is the shit. I'm gonna go watch all of his films tonight.
1 week at a time.
Tonight.
Yeah, but that's our
film
that's
talk.
our review film talk about
thingy.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Unspecial effect film
Filmtalk.
podcast.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be in another studio, but people are bad at answering mail.
We should have like a podcast studio or a radio station studio.
Yeah, with like
but
2 Blue Yetis or something better than that.
maybe not Blue Yeti.
Yeah, maybe something better.
Hopefully something better.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think maybe next week. I hope it's next. Yeah, hopefully.
We don't promise anything, but
I'm gonna like try and find her. Like, hey, keys, please.
I'm gonna find ya.
Why aren't you answering your mail?
That was our.
It's gonna be fun. Maybe we're gonna add more cameras. We're gonna try and solve that in a way.
We tried in the first episode too.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Phones doesn't work for launch.
But maybe GoPros. I'm thinking GoPros might work if we like put them in a good way. Yes. But there's too wide.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get a camera, and that's gonna be nice. We're gonna play with that.
In the future, we're gonna have more cameras.
More cameras. More cameras. More light.
I'm just waiting for
more
Black Friday.
cameras. More screens. More light.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you for listening.
My name is Victor.
And this is Karim. We're beginning to do this. God damn it.
We forgot to introduce ourselves. Okay.
Victor, Karim, bye.